What is up, you all? We're back with another Stranger Things Season 5 video. Before we get into it, definitely smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So to get into things, recently we heard the Netflix CEO tease the Stranger Things Season 5 finale, saying that there won't be a dry eye, meaning that it's going to be emotional. People are going to be crying their eyes out. Now, we heard also from David Harbour that with a table read with the Season 5 cast, that it was a lot of tears being shed. And he said one of the craziest moments with that table read was actually Noah Schnapp crying his eyes out uncontrollably and things like that. Now, I think that, you know, with a lot of things with this finale, it's definitely going to hit home for us because, number one, it's the last season and it's going to have to close out a lot of things and answer a lot of unanswered questions. Now, we heard from a trusted source, being Daniel RPK, over on X a few weeks ago. He said that a lot of the episodes and just the whole plot of everything with Stranger Things Season 5 is going to surround Will Byers, 11, and Mike Wheeler, which makes sense because I feel like they have a lot of, you know, story with them. They're actually like kind of like the main kids in a group, if you think about it, and a lot of things, you know, surround them when it comes to the story with Stranger Things. Now, I think that it's going to be something between Mike and Will highlighted a lot through this because they're like the biggest friendship in this story. And I think that what's going to happen is, sad to say, is I think Will Byers is going to check out, like I told you guys in previous videos. I think it started with Will, it's going to end with Will, but when it ends with him, it's going to be sad. It's going to be something where he actually has to go, because in order for it to stop, it can be two things. 11 obviously will have to stop it, or Will Byers will have to check out, because Will Byers is that connection to Vecna, the Upside Down. He's always been that connection, and we seen with that little teaser at the end of Stranger Things Season 4 when he grabs his neck that he's obviously still connected to Vecna because he says he feels him. Now, pushing forward, I hope we get a trailer or something soon, man. We have to. I think that we're going to get something potentially very soon to get us prepared for the release of Stranger Things Season 5. I think, you know, once again, Will Byers' birthday is coming up. It can be that day. It could be a lot of days, to be honest, but I think we're going to get something very soon. Now, pushing forward, we know that 11's sister can possibly return, being 8. We heard rumors that she could possibly return. Now, that's only a rumor, but I think that what could be crazy, this is something that I didn't touch on, I had thought about. So recently I talked about, you know, her returning and her possibly taking that killing blow for Elle, just because Elle might almost get hurt by Vecna, and then 8 steps in and she sacrifices herself for her sister 11. Or what if it's something like this? Because we saw that 8 actually wanted to team up with 11 once she went to go visit her sister. She was like, come stay with us. You know, we can do these type of things. And we know that 8 was actually doing some crazy stuff with her powers, but 11 wanted to go back home to her friends and everything. She didn't want to be a part of that type of, you know, activity. What if it's something where Vecna actually reaches out to 8 and 8 actually takes the opportunity and she teams up with Vecna, and it's going to be almost something where, you know, it's a slap in the face to 11, like, hey, you should have teamed up with me. Now I'm even more powerful. I'm with Vecna. Like, she traded on her sister and she's trying to take her sister out and things like that. I think that'll be a crazy twist to actually see 8 be the bad guy. I mean, she's already technically like in that alley anyways. I think it'll be a crazy reveal. It'll be a crazy twist, and maybe 8 will have to take her own sister out. Maybe she has to go up against her sister. So maybe the whole time, you know, with Stranger Things Season 5, Vecna's trying to recruit a team. Maybe Will Byers is on that team, obviously, because I think that after everything Will is going through with his friends, he's going to feel like he has no one left. He has no friends. Everyone turns their back on him. And, you know, it's not the same how I used to be never playing Dungeons and Dragons when I was younger. So, obviously, Vecna gets a hold of Will Byers and 8. So he gets a hold of Will Byers to kind of go after Mike Wheeler, and he gets a hold of 8 to go after 11. So that could be something. I think that would be crazy. If that happens, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have so much anger towards 8. I mean, she's not one of my favorite characters anyways, but I think she's a cool character. I will be so upset because I know she has the ability to go up against 11, and she's, you know, has her powers and everything like 11. It will make me so angry. But pushing forward, like I said, the Netflix CEO teased the finale. I think the finale is going to be one of the craziest finales in TV show history. I think that, you know, it's going to be something where Will actually checks out for real this time. You know, in earlier seasons, we thought he was gone. We found out it was some crazy stuff going on with the lab, and it was a replica of Will Byers. I think this time it's going to be something where Will actually does check out, and it's going to bring tears to our eyes. But not only just Will Byers. Like I said, I think we're going to lose somebody from the main kids group and from the older kids group, or possibly, you know, just the adult side of Stranger Things. I think someone is going to pass away from that end also, and I just think we're going to be emotionally just crushed because we're so attached to all these characters and everything that comes with them. I think it's going to be something where, you know, at that final episode, we're not going to have everybody who you started with. To make a long story short, I think, yes, obviously, that Vecna's not going to win in the end. I mean, that'll be a crazy ending if Vecna wins in the end, but I feel like the only reason they want to do that because Vecna winning in the end means he wipes everybody out. Literally, he wipes everybody out. That's the only way I can see Vecna winning, where Hawkins is gone, and I don't see them doing that because that'll just leave us off on a shitty foot. I think that it's going to be one of those scenes. This is my just golden scene. I think that Will Byers is going to, you know, unfortunately check out, or possibly 11. I think 11 is up there too, but I think it could be something where, you remember that, you know, 11 was actually not a part of the group, and once she came in, she started dating Mike, and then it kind of pushed away the friendship of Mike and Will, and now Mike's focusing on 11. Maybe it's something where Will actually checks out and Mike, and, you know, well, 11 actually steps into Will's spot for Mike, and she gives him that feeling. But it can be something where Mike actually, you know, looks back on things like, I don't think I was a good friend. I lost to Will and everything. And I think it's going to be something like that. I can see it, you know, the last moments it'd be something where 11's talking to Will and Mike's talking to Will. He passes away. And, you know, I think that's going to be it. It's going to be something that's going to really pull at our heartstrings. And I think Will Byers is going to be the one that's going to make us emotional, bro. Because it started with him, if you think about it. So, yeah, man, I think that overall with Stranger Things Season 5, it has the potential to be my favorite season. And everything is starting to be very vivid to me now. Like, especially with the CEO saying there won't be a dry eye. I mean, I already speculated everything with Will Byers passing away. I just think it's super full circle. I think that it's going to just be something where he gets converted over to Vecna's side, and Vecna's going to get Will Byers killed. I think it's going to be that for sure. And I think 11 and, you know, Will are basically going to swap spots. Like, 11's going to be that authentic friend in that group now. She's going to not have to worry about the lab anymore. She's going to be able to walk into the sunset with Mike and her friends, and the whole time Will Byers is going to be one that checks out. And I wouldn't even be surprised if we see an ending with them graduating, because we didn't see them graduate yet, and it's like a folded captain gown on a chair and it says Will, things like that. I can see that, him just being that impactful death for Stranger Things Season 5. I think the finale is going to really be so bad, we're going to need boxes of tissues, y'all. That's how I'm feeling. The music, the vibes, the scenes, the just dialogue is going to do us so bad. We're going to be emotionally crushed, guys, and that's just the God honest truth. So yeah, you all comment down below, how do you feel about everything with the finale, what the Netflix CEO said? I mean, what's some of your thoughts on the Stranger Things Season 5 finale? How do you feel it will end? Comment down below. Unfortunately, this is the end of this video. I want y'all to hit me up on all my social medias at ILIKESCARY, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.